I've used an MMO mouse, massive multiplayer online, built for games or programs where you need a ton of shortcuts at your fingertips. For over 15 years, this $100 Kickstarter mouse just replaced all of them. Here's why. Before I compare, quick context. A vertical mouse tilts your hand on its side so that your wrist stays neutral, like when you're reaching out for a handshake instead of pressing your palm on a flat table. That's what makes the E9 Pro different than the other two. First up, the Logitech G600. This has been my go-to for many years. 20 buttons, wired, built like a tank. The problem? Logitech discontinued it. If you want one, you're hunting on eBay or you're hoping that somewhere still has some stock left over. Next, the Razer Naga Hyperspeed. That's the $100 version. The Pro is around $200 and has a wired option, plus swappable side button panels. I picked it up for the wirelessness and the lightweight when I'm on the couch gaming away from the lab. It has a free scroll wheel. Most scroll wheels have notches. You feel it with each click, but the free scroll wheel disengages so that it spins freely. Great for flying through long documents or 3D models. And then there's this, the Solakaka E9 Pro. I backed this on Kickstarter, a site where you pay up front, wait months, and hope the product is as good as they promised. For about $100 Canadian, it's a vertical MMO mouse, 10 side buttons, wired or wireless, 1000 milliamp hour battery with smart power savings that dim the lights when you step away, and your wrist stays in a neutral position the whole time. So the question is, can a Kickstarter mouse actually compete with two of the most popular mice out there? Let's find out. I work with my hands all day, plumbing and gas fitting. By the time I get home, my hands are already done taking a beating. Then I sit down to edit videos, game for a few hours, and my wrists, they're cooked. That's why I bought this, the DeltaHub Carpio. Yes, I got the LTT version. It's almost red. It's the ergonomic rest that slides with your mouse. I needed this to be comfortable with the G600 and the Naga. The G600 and the Naga are both flat and nice. Your wrist twists inwards to sit on them. That's called pronation. Over time, that position strains the muscles in your forearm and can lead to real discomfort or repetitive strain issues. It's one of the biggest reasons ergonomic mice exist. Whether you're gaming, editing, or just spending a few hours at a desk, if you've ever felt that ache in your wrists at the end of the day, this is probably why. With the E9 Pro, I don't need the Carpio. It sits with your wrist at 45 degrees, like a handshake. Your forearm just rests. The vertical grip is the ergonomic solution. First time I held this thing, I was like, you know what? This might be it. The learning curve wasn't as bad as I was expecting. I honestly thought that going from a flat to a vertical mouse would take weeks. It took maybe 2 days before it felt completely natural. After a few days on the E9 Pro, going back to the G600 or the Naga, it felt wrong. Like my wrist was asking why I was doing this to it. I actually grabbed the E9 Pro from the lab to use in the living room just on longer sessions. Button layout is where it gets, let's just say, interesting. If you've never used an MMO mouse, think of it this way. Instead of reaching across your keyboard for a shortcut or a keybind, you press the button with your thumb. In a game like RuneScape or World of Warcraft, you might have 20 abilities or keys to press in a short span. All of this can be mapped to your thumb. The G600 has a 12-button grid, plus the G shift on the ring finger. Hold that down and every button doubles up, so each one does something different. That gives you 40 possible shortcuts or keybinds. If you need to map every ability or keybind, nothing touches it. But some of those outer buttons, you gotta stretch for them. And after 15 years, that thing still works. Absolute tank. But Logitech discontinued it, and with nothing to replace it, I wish they'd just given me a wireless version with lighter shell. That's all. The Naga Hyperspeed, it has a 12-button grid too. On the Pro version, the button panels can be swapped out as well. If you don't need the 12, you can swap to a 6 or a 2. More flexible depending on what your needs are. Still a flat mouse though. Same wrist twist, and the Hyperspeed is $100. The Pro, it's $200. The E9 Pro takes a different approach. 10 buttons along the natural arc of your thumb. You're not reaching for a grid, your thumb just rolls across them, and it takes some getting used to, but once you do, it feels more natural. The scroll wheel doesn't tilt forward and back, which I got used to on the others. And it's a Kickstarter product. You can't walk in the store and try it first. You pay up front, wait, and hope. That's gamble. I'd love to see an adjustable grip angle for those who want a steeper, shallower wrist position. A ring finger click would be mint. That's hopeful, I know. A regular office mouse weighs about 80 grams for reference. The G600 is 135, almost double that, and you can really feel it. The Naga is around 124, a noticeable improvement. The E9 Pro is 96 grams, lightest by far. After a few hours, those extra grams really add up. Your hand feels tired. Moving a heavier mouse back and forth 1,000 times, it does take its toll. Picking up the G600 after a couple days on the E9 Pro, my wrist noticed it immediately. 135 versus 96. And the cable, after using wireless, I don't think I can go back. I have 2 of these mice still, and honestly, a shame they were discontinued. The Naga Hyperspeed is 2.4 gig wireless or Bluetooth only. Quick difference, the 2.4 gig uses a dedicated USB receiver and has almost no delay, which matters for gaming. Bluetooth skips the extra receiver but can have a tiny bit more lag. The Naga Pro and the E9 Pro are both tri-mode, 3 ways to connect. 2.4 gig wireless, Bluetooth, or wired with a cable. One thing I didn't expect, the E9 Pro supports 2 Bluetooth connections, plus the dongle at the same time. So I've got Bluetooth 1 paired to my laptop, Bluetooth 2 to my work surface, and the dongle on my main desktop. 1 button on the bottom switches between them. No repairing, no fiddling, just switch and go. The Naga's free scroll wheel is something I miss on the other 2. Flicking it and it just keeps scrolling, perfect for the long timelines or 3D models. Specs are one thing. Let's actually use this thing. I spend a lot of time in DaVinci Resolve. That's my video editor. Scrubbing the timeline, dragging back and forth through the video to find the right frame, switching tools, dragging clips around. The extra buttons on the G600 and the Naga let me map keybind shortcuts like cut, undo, and zoom directly to the mouse. The E9 Pro has fewer side buttons, but honestly, I mapped my most used shortcuts and 10 was more than enough. I only ever used about 8 or 9 on the G600 anyways. I sat there for 3 hours editing last night and my wrist felt fine on the E9 Pro. With the G600 or the Naga, I'd be reaching for the Carpio within an hour or 2. And for gaming, this is where the MMO mice were bored. RuneScape is the only game I'm currently actively playing right now, but it's where you've got prayers, skills, inventory, mapping all my F keys to thumb buttons so you're not fumbling across the keyboard mid-fight. It makes a huge difference. If you work with your hands all day like I do, you come home and the last thing you want to do is put more strain on your wrist. That's what got me looking at this in the first place. A quick word on drivers. Software that you install to customize your buttons, adjust sensitivity, and set up profiles. Profiles let you save different button layouts for different games or apps. The G600 and the Naga both have their own software, Logitech G Hub and Razer Sign apps. They work great, and there's a million guides out there for both of them, so I won't be getting into them here. Cool trick, hold the DPI plus button for about 5 seconds, and the mouse automatically opens the online driver page for your computer. No hunting for links. One heads up, the downloadable driver was flagged by Windows as a potential threat when I first downloaded it. It was a false positive, I had it inspected, and it's clean. Smaller company, their software just hasn't built up the reputation with the antivirus vendors yet. Don't panic if you see that. The online version, it was also fine. The E9 Pro has its own driver software. It's simple, no cloud accounts, no bloatware, no 5 extra programs tagging along. You map your buttons, set your DPI, that's dots per inch, basically how fast your cursor moves across the screen. Higher DPI means your cursor moves more screen with less hand movement. Lower gives you more precision. Out of the box, the DPI button cycles through 6 presets from 800 to 6400. Through the driver, you can push it all the way to 36,000 if you want. I keep mine around 1600 for editing and bump it up for gaming. So after about a week using the E9, which one will I keep out of the 3 mice? If you need maximum buttons, 40 shortcuts, and you're deeply into MMOs, find a G600 while you still can. They're still a beast, just know that you're buying a discontinued product and there's no wireless option. If you want wireless flexibility with those swappable plates and you don't mind paying more, the Naga is a safe mainstream pick. Lots of models to choose from. But for me, after years of flat mice and buying accessories to fix the pain, the E9 Pro just makes more sense. $100 Canadian, 96 grams, wireless, and my wrist doesn't hurt after a long session. That's what I wanted, and that's what I got. Honestly, I was worried about one thing. I thought the learning curve would be a deal breaker, but after only a few hours, I was pretty much used to the thing. It was pretty easy swapping to this MMO mouse. If this helped you out, hit subscribe. I'm putting out videos on 3D printing, home lab builds, whatever tech I can get my hands on, and talking about trades. Drop a comment, let me know which mouse you use.